Good morning. I'm going to get a bit arty and Shakespearean this morning. As we all know, the Tories hate the arts. I'm sure when they water down the manifesto, they'll claim that they absolutely love the arts and they'll be opening museums and art galleries and theatres and exhibitions all over the country. They'll be great. They'll be getting great orchestras to play. They'll be telling us that everything can be funded for the arts now. They're going to be saying, a bit like Jeremy Corbyn, everybody should play an instrument. They'll be offering 56p a pupil to play an instrument, I'm sure, along with 6p a pupil for the breakfast. Yeah. But let me just quote you a bit of what I think might be going on between the Tories and the DUP right now. It's from Macbeth, and it's the it's the scene where the witches enter a cavern, and it says in the stage directions, in the middle a boiling cauldron, and it says thunder. Can you imagine the poor guy doing the thunder with his thunder sheet, thunder pants, and thunder. Enter the three witches. First witch, thrice the brindle cat hath mewed. Second witch, thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Third witch, happier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time. First witch, round about the cauldron grow, in poisoned entrails throw, toads that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered vemin sleeping got. Boil thou first each the charmed pot. Together, the famous bit together, yeah. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Second witch speaks. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, let hell-broth boil and bubble. Together, double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Well, the next bit's a bit long, so I'll stop there. But don't you just love that bit towards the end? I love the way the alliteration there is so cool, yeah? From a charm of powerful trouble. Oh, this speaks to me. From a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell-broth from a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell-broth boil and bubble. Can you imagine the DUP as they speak at this moment? Cooking up that firebrand, that fire broth, cooking it up with righteous indignation, Christian indignation, indignation against the Catholics, whom we in the Orange Order call Tigs, indignation against the Tigs, and we are going to march through Drumcray. And we demand it of this Prime Minister, that if we cannot march through Drumcray, we will not have anything to do with her confidence and supply agreement. Can you imagine them? The witches in their cavern. May's probably lead witch. Just sort of, a little bit of snake skin perhaps between her fingers, yeah. Goes like something out of bloody Harry Potter, doesn't it? Yeah. And in the background, yeah, dee 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 dee. Well, I can't do that very well, but you get my point. They're cooking, aren't they? And very shortly, this brew, this broth, this double toil, and with much trouble, is going to be served, isn't it? Ooh, what are they going to serve up? People have suggested. They're probably borrowing extensively from our Labour Party manifesto at the moment, and they're going to put that in because it's bound to get them votes, isn't it? Yeah? Do you think we should let them do that? I mean, let's say they go for... okay, let's say they really bite the bullet. Imagine the DUP saying Theresa May will bite the bullet. Here's a bullet, no, not in your head, in between your teeth, Theresa. Now bite down on this bullet, as I'm telling you, or it'll be 2p and a bullet in the kneecap. So when Theresa May bites the bullet, what's the first round she'll bite? I say austerity. I say austerity, without a doubt. Round number one, first bullet to be bitten, chomped away between her gold teeth, yeah, will be, oh, maybe austerity wasn't a good idea. Let's just put a penny on everyone's income tax. Watch that, a penny on everyone's income tax, because as in for the many, is that for the many? And after all, what's a penny on income tax to a billionaire, yeah? What's a penny on income tax to them? Nothing, really, is it, yeah? So, that might be a little kind of damping down on austerity. Let's see what else she'll do. Well, we know that nurses have been eating for food from food banks, and we know public sector workers haven't really had any sensible pay increases. More like they've just kept their pay about the same, or probably had pay cuts, right? So what deal do you think our Tory is doing with the DUP on this one? Well, as the DUP are obviously going to want well-funded emergency services for when it all kicks off in Northern Ireland, because these buggers are violating the Good Friday Agreement, yeah? So they're going to want well-funded emergency services to pick up all the casualties after the marching season, aren't they? They're going to want well-funded emergency services, like even the police and whatever, to attend the various terrorist attacks and bomb threats that are going to go off in Northern Ireland as soon as this coalition, she can't do it, it's not legal, apparently gets elected. So might offer public service workers tiny bit more, 1.5%, 2%, yeah, a few bit of chicken feed, nurses, will she put the bursary back? I tend to think she'll kind of resist it, because that's a real big climb down.
Who's texted me?
So I've just got a text from my son, Simon, I think. No, Sharon, it's from my wife, yep. Big climb down. So she's probably not going to put the bursary back, and she's probably not going to do much for public sector workers. I'm going to read this text in a second, so I'll have a look on it, the text in a second. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by what's going off on my phone. I shouldn't do that. I don't do it when I'm driving, by the way. I don't do it when I'm driving, okay? So, what I'll say, though, is watch it, right? We've got, there's no compromise with our policies. They're our policies. They're for the many, not the few. It's in her DNA. It's in her bloodstream. It's in her Tory stroke neo-Nazi brain. It's in the deep, black, dark selfishness of her, quote, Christian soul to carry on rewarding the rich and powerful and crushing the weak. Yep. And when we think about crushing the weak as well, do you think there'll be any U-turns on sanctioning disabled people? Do you think there'll be any U-turns on, assessment for PIP and ATOS? Because those are the big ones if you're disabled. Will there be any U-turns on that? Or will our gawk new DWP minister just say a few things and do nothing? Yeah? So beware beware of double bubble, toil and trouble. Double bubble, double bubble. Yeah, and she might offer the workers some extra overtime, bit of double bubble, eh? I'm off, but think about it. Don't trust Tories. Take care.